What is going on, crypto miners, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Hammer Miner, manufactured by the team over at PlebSource and sold exclusively by the crew over at Helium Deploy. All right, so 2 weeks ago, we went ahead and got our hands on the Hammer Miner and actually did a first exclusive look at it. And if you're like, what in the world is this thing? So if you guys love bit axes, you're absolutely going to love the Hammer Miner. The Hammer Miner, instead of solo mining Bitcoin, solo mines Dogecoin. And in today's video, we're going to change things up a little bit. If you guys want an unboxing and you want like a walkthrough and discussion and a breakdown of the Hammer Miner, I have an entire 15-minute long video on this. I'll link it directly down below. Go check it out. But today, I'm more interested and curious in overclocking this and seeing how well it can do. So the Hammer Miner is advertised to do about 105 mega hash at about 25 watts. And we've been up and mining for about 15 minutes. Let me get this a little closer so you guys can see it. About 15 minutes there at 101.04 mega hash. And our watts at the wall, and we went over this in my last video, 37.8. So we're about a little more than 10 watts more than actually advertised. And we're going to overclock this today. There's a lot of really cool, easy features to overclock this. I'm going to show you guys those in just a second. But something we need to keep in mind, our power supply here, our output, is DC 12 volt, 15A, 60 watts. So most likely our limitations today in overclocking are going to be limited actually by the power supply. We can only push this so far. Let's jump over to the computer and look at our different options for overclocking. All right. We are over on the computer. And if you guys have never seen the Hammer Miner's GUI, like totally badass, right? Like so cool. One of the best ones out there. Kudos to the team over at PlebSource who had actually developed this originally. So let's talk about overclocking here. So over here, you can come in and go to settings, and under worker mode, it says normal mode. And you can click that and go to customize voltage and frequency. And this is where we're going to adjust our frequency and our core voltage. Now, they do have some charts over on the right-hand side to help you out along the way if you're interested. But believe it or not, if you look, our core voltage is at 127 and our frequency is at 2300 stock. So even over here, 127 is not paired up with 2300. It's actually paired up with 2100. So we're going to do a little bit of testing here off camera, and I'll check back in a minute. I did make a spreadsheet here. I'm going to link this directly down below. Hammer Miner overclocking testing. We have our frequency, core voltage, our hash rate, watts at the wall. I did go ahead and actually update this just within the last few minutes, as well as our efficiency in here. Now, we're not as much driving home efficiency because we're talking about like 37.8 watts, but I'm still going to include it in here if you're entirely curious. Most people are probably going to aim for hash rate here because watts is not as important, especially when we're talking under 100 watts total overall. But let me get some testing done. I'll be back in a few minutes. Let's pivot real quick. Not everyone can run miners at home. Maybe your electric bill is just through the roof. The heat is just too hard to manage and the sound is absolutely insane. Well, this is where blockopsmining.com comes in. I had the opportunity to go ahead and visit their Arkansas facility about 2 years ago, and it was truly impressive. Listen, if you guys are in the market to not only buy, but also have your ASIC miners hosted right here in the United States, go over it and check out blockopsmining.com. All right, so it's been a little while and I went through and tested as much as I can. Let's review what I found. So at the stock level here is 127 at 2300. And we did pretty good, 101.36. This is kind of the stock numbers, anywhere between 100 to 105, it bounces around. So I started going up through just increasing frequency and also core voltage, because as you go ahead and make these changes, you kind of have to balance them out between the two. You know, with overclocking, many of you guys are much more knowledgeable than I am, but you need to balance out frequency, core voltage. You have to keep an eye on the chip temps, and then of course the power supply, you know, how far you can really push it. And so we got up to 112.14 and our watts were about 45. We got to 114 at 48.9. And then our sweet spot, or at least the highest we could possibly take this, was 140 for the frequency and 2600 for the core voltage. That brought us in about 121.6 for our hash rate, which is really good. Like, just to think out of getting that much mega hash out of such a small miner. coming in about 53.2 watts. And I did put efficiency in here, but as I talked about, not as important when you're looking at this small level. Now, as I started to increase here, I went up just a tiny bit, 141 at 2600, and I got 119.2 and 54.5. So the efficiency wasn't as good. So I kind of hit that cusp, as well as on hash rate. You can see our hash rate actually dropped. So one would think, okay, well, let's add more core voltage. Well, I tried. And every time I tried to add anything higher than 2600, it pretty much went right back down to 2300, the actual default. I even went up a little bit here, like 140, and then went to 2650. It did the same. I did 143 at 2600. So 2600, the core voltage seems to be locked. And I made a note down here, 2600 max of core voltage safeguard, because there's some kind of safeguard in there that won't let me go higher than 2600. And as you guys could see, even if you increase the frequency, I don't have enough core voltage to match it. You can see our hash rate dropped quite a bit there. And then I tried 146. I actually got a little bit higher, which I was surprised at, 104.6. And our watts, I could tell I'm hitting up against like the amount of power that we have available, because the power supply is only 60 watt. So we were at 59.2. So I did try to increase it, as I said, up to 2700. It just would not take it. Now, a few things to note here. Each test ran for 15 minutes. The room temperature was 68 Fahrenheit or 20 C. And one thing I wanted to point out to you guys was when we come over and take a look at some of the mini Doge models out there from Gold Shell, just thinking back on comparisons and stuff, like the mini Doge Pro was 205 mega hash, and like our best was 121. But look at the watts, 220 watts. Which is absolutely crazy. If you actually look at the original Gold Shell Mini Doge, I had a few of these, and actually had the Dogecoin edition as well. 185 mega hash at 233 watts. Insane to think that like we are 60 watts off at just under, we're under what? We're around that 50 watt mark. And look at the efficiency, 1.259. It's insane to think how far things have come from an efficiency perspective overall. To think that like the chips have progressed, the technology, the efficiencies, they've really progressed over time. So I'm probably going to keep running my unit at 140 at 2600, which gives me about 121 for our hash rate. And I'm excited. I mean, I love solo mining. I love these small home solo miners, and I'd love to see one coming out here for scrypt. One of the first styles like this for scrypt mining. There's some like Gold Shell Bytes out there that you can solo mine with. You can pretty much solo mine with anything, but it's nice to see something so efficient that is less than 60 watts, less than a light bulb, and has a decent hash rate. So you can pool mine with this if you wanted to. I am solo mining with it. If you guys aren't familiar, this unit brings in, if you were to hit a solo block, brings in 10,000 Dogecoin per day, which is worth about $1,500. And they even put the chances here over on Helium Deploy, 1 in 21,000 per day. Listen, if you guys are interested, I'll leave a link directly down below to the Hammer Miner. Would love to hear some of your results if you guys do end up picking up one of these. How did you make out overclocking this? Other than that, guys, that's going to wrap things up for today. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Links directly down below.